Since fighting began in Afghanistan, 240 British Armed Forces personnel have lost limbs and have had to be given amputations. The total number of British troop fatalities during the conflict now stands at 445. Sgt Clememt of the Duke of Lancaster's regiment wants to help. In May 2010, Sgt Clememt lost both his legs and almost his right arm after stepping on an IED while serving in Afghanistan. Sgt Clememt has set up a Soldier's Journey, a charity to make sure the help he's received is there for injured troops and their families. This short film tells how the money raised by his charity will be of benefit.
Well, I was on a routine foot patrol over in Afghanistan in the Helmand province. I was the platoon sergeant. I always believe in leading from the front, but I was the third man back for the reason that you have the front guy who carries the vallum, which is basically a metal detector to pick up IEDs, and a guy behind him who covers him, and then myself. We were just moving down a dirt track area close to some fields, and I stepped on what was later obviously found out to be an IED. The guys obviously called in the helicopter, the MERT team, to come and pick me up. It took about 9 minutes to reach me, which is quick, and another big part of why my life was saved. There was an amazing team of surgeons and paramedics on the back of there. Once I was stabilised, I was flown back to Birmingham Hospital, and there my family met me, which again is part of the reason why I want to do what I'm doing and fundraise, because the charities provided that accommodation for them to be there ready when I landed basically in Birmingham, and that is something that I think for me and my family is probably one of the biggest aspects of me being injured and the help that they've been provided with.
Well, what happened to me is we was on a routine foot patrol going to look for a weapons cache, and gone around the back of a compound. I was the second to last man, and stood on an IED. About 30 blokes have walked over it before me because I was GPMG gunner carrying the most weight. That detonated it. Looked down, it had taken off my right foot. The lads were straight on me, did all the medical attention, and sorted us straight out. We actually found out later on there was 15 kilograms underneath it, but luckily for me it didn't detonate. And then from there, the lads did the work onto the chopper and was back in Bastion within, I think it was 13 minutes the chopper took to get to me, and was back in Bastion by 20 minutes and back over to England within 48 hours. I think for me the biggest things with the charities was the care for my family when I first got injured. I was laying in the hospital bed. I think if the families hadn't have been looked after as well as they were, it would have added a lot of burden on my shoulders. As it was, you know, they were looked after, put into accommodation, people for them to talk to as well. And then afterwards, after that, I obviously had to look at going into civilian life. A lot of charities helped us there. I did a mentoring course. I'm now working with in an exclusion unit, helping kids who have maybe gone off track a bit, trying to get back on track. So the charities have all chipped in there to help you get to that final stage and make the best of a bad situation, I suppose.
Well, I lost Jonathan in September 2011. He was out in Afghanistan he'd just come back on R&R, gone back, been there 10 days, and he was shot and killed instantly. It's been hard. It's been a challenge, if nothing else. New house, new job, and making the best of a new life. It doesn't always work out how it should, really.
I formed the charity A Soldier's Journey specifically to help buy a lot of equipment that injured soldiers might need, particularly things such as wheelchairs, bath seats, hoists, but there's all sorts of manners of kit and equipment that the individual themselves will be the best person to learn that they need. And like anything else, it tends to be quite expensive.
Well, what happened to me, I was on a patrol and we were getting into a waddy, and then my mate slipped behind me, and as I turned round to go and grab him, I stepped on the IED, and then as you can see, triple amputee, I lost both legs and my right arm. Got flown to Camp Bastion, sorted me out there. Then from there I went to Birmingham, and I was in Birmingham for 3.5 weeks. Got discharged, went down to Headley Court, and then I'm just doing all my rehab and stuff like that now, so it's all good. The charities have helped me out loads. They've put an extension on my house, which makes it more accessible for me to get around the house, and upstairs my standard of living. And if it weren't for the members of the public putting the money in to the charities, I wouldn't be where I am now. Be able to get around my house, be able to have these legs, my arm. So I'd just like to say a big thank you to the members of the public for putting the money into the charities and helping us out.
When I first got injured, the first couple of months, I thought that's the end of me as a soldier. I soon realised with the help of the charities, it's actually just the beginning of a new life. I'm now in civilian life and working in a job that I really enjoy. I'm in a happy home, and I've just proposed to my missus. Luckily she said yes. So life's good now, and that's all thanks to the help of the charities that have supported us throughout the journey.
So driving around now, it gives me so much freedom and independence. I remember when I was first injured, I didn't think, to be honest, that I was even able to drive because I was unaware of the adaptations and things that you could have done. It's a fantastic thing to have back, is your personal freedom, to be able to go anywhere you want and not rely on somebody else driving you about. It really is an amazing thing to get back in your life. Getting the wheelchairs funded by the charities was an amazing thing, and one of the key reasons that I want to raise money using the charity, because I started off with an electric wheelchair, and I've had to progress onto a manual wheelchair, and both of those things cost about £2,500. So you can imagine trying to find that sort of money for any person is a big struggle. If it wasn't for those charities helping out, then I'd have had to use wheelchairs that probably weren't tailored to the needs that I had at the time. One of the main reasons that kind of inspired me to start A Soldier's Journey as a charity was when I was initially injured. I spent 3 weeks in a coma and 3 months in total in hospital, and various charities supported me through my family at that time. They basically accommodated my family for the full 3 months. If you can imagine, not only were my family going through the fact that I had been injured, but they kind of had to stop work and then go down and stay in Birmingham. So if you had to do that yourself, you're talking losing your wage potentially, and then having to fork out for hotels or bed and breakfast or whatever it might be.
Piper's 12 now, my little girl, and she's done really well. We moved back to Garstang. There was no adjustment really because she already knew everyone. She's just got on with it. She's done the best that she can do. She still talks about him all the time, which is something that we encourage. Chats about it with all her friends. She visits his grave. She's really cute really. Since John's been gone, I never really knew until now all the different charities that were out there that were available to families like myself, and the same for all the injured soldiers really. It's been an eye-opener. I've had a lot of help from a lot of various charities, whether that be financial, whether it be emotional, but definitely I think without them all being there and doing what they do so well, I wouldn't be where I am now.
There are so many people who will benefit from the fundraising that we're doing. Serving members of the armed forces, ex-members, injured personnel, also the families of them as well. It's important that we remember those, but not only the families of those that are alive, particularly those who need support, who have lost somebody. So really, every penny counts.
As well as fundraising, Sgt Clememt also spends a large amount of his time publicising and helping the plight of others who are even less fortunate than him, including Armistice Day.
It was brought to my attention by a friend about Harold and the service that he'd given to his country, and the fact that he didn't have any close family that could attend the funeral. It's the most poignant weekend of the year to remember those that have served and that are serving still, and everybody kind of felt heartstrings pulled by a guy that was possibly going to go unnoticed for the service that he has given.
If you'd like to support Sgt Clement's charity, just go to www.a-soldiers-journey.co.uk and click on Get Involved. If you'd like further information, you can contact Sgt Clement direct by emailing rick.clement@asoldiersjourney.co.uk. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching.